Breaking news, my lovely, wonderful people. The ABIA state government just revealed some very devastating news. My sister, you will be overwhelmed by the time you hear of what is going on. Now, we brought you up to speed that the Abia State people wanted Fulani, those who were, engaged in this cattle rearing and have gotten the cattle markets to leave Abia State. The reason is not far-fetched. The government of Abia State went to raid the Fulani market, and guess what they saw? They discovered 80 bodies and some headless, some headless beside the 80 bodies. This is how terrible things are in this country. Imagine some people will be looking for somebody who is missing right now. 80 bodies, 80, then 20 headless bodies as well. 80, then 20. This is what I'm saying. Nigeria, not another place. So, guess where they found it? Within 48 hours at the Abia cattle market in Anambra. The Anambra state government is the one who is talking about this. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Also revealed this during the monthly media preliminary at the government house in Umahia, during which he reinstated his government commitment to end all forms of criminality in the state. The Anambra State Governor Alex Otto has said that his government recovered 80 body corpses and 20 headless bodies at Umochize cattle market in Umahia, local government area of the state, within 48 hours. Uto reveals this during the monthly media preliminary at the government house, during which he reinstated his commitment to ensuring that all criminalities is wiped off the state. According to the news agency of Nigeria, the governor stated that the government commitment to combating insecurity was steadfast, adding that the government was trying to guarantee that the people of Abia celebrate the yellow tide in peace. He stated that the government will neither condone nor participate in any way of fostering instability in his state. According to Otto, security information revealed that ransom payment for kidnapped victims were always dropped near the Umochize market, cattle market in Lopanti. He was quoted by NAN saying, we insisted and put in electronic equipment to find out what is happening in the area of the state. A few weeks ago, we found that a lot of ransom that was paid for kidnapping and ended up somewhere around that area. We decided to dominate the place, and what we saw was shocking. In less than 48 hours, we have recovered over 80 bodies around the cattle market and recovered 20 headless bodies, decomposing ones, of course, which include adults and children. We recovered uncountable skeletons of people who had been killed and left to decompose around that axis. Otto further stated that several sorts of crime, including gun running, prostitution, drug sales, heavy substance use, were prevalent in that cattle market. He stated that inquiries into the perpetrators of this act were still ongoing. Otto stated that this influenced the state's government decision to convert the livestock market into a general market. He said the state government has taken steps to secure the market by fencing it. The governor issued a directive for it to a non-residential daily market open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., after which it must be closed. Otto stated that in accordance with the government order, the market would no longer be solely for Fulani herdsmen to sell cattle, but instead function as a general market where other things will be sold. The governor continued, we have said now that people of all places must come. We are not sending the Hausa community away living in Abia, but remember we saw skeletons. We did not know where those skeletons belong. If it was the Hausa or Yoruba or Igbo people, we don't know who they are. Remember that these are bodies. So this is what is happening already. In fact, they went there. Imagine the level of crime going on in this country. Just imagine it. Just imagine. Some families now are still praying for the return of their family members, but some will never return. Some will never return as a result of these criminal activities ongoing. Some will never return. Some are already dead. Yet they will use their phones to call their family members and collect ransom. Now, this whole market has been run by the Fulani headsmen who sell cattle. But guess what? The governor said there were tiptoes of information that all ransom, when they kidnap people, is always drop it around this area, and they started studying the environment and noticing that ransom and the rest began to go to that area. And that was the news you heard initially when Fulanis were saying that, oh, they wanted to send them away from ABIA state and they were chasing them. No. Crime, nobody knows who has committed this crime. The only thing we are aware of with the information we are armed with is that it's a cattle rearing market, okay? Where they sell all this there, whatever. That's what they do in those areas. But guess what? In looking at the whole thing, it has become crystal clear that there is more to it. Every single person, begins to see, what those people are up to and all that they are doing. And it's really mind-boggling and overwhelming that this set of evil is going on. And nobody is actually, standing up to defend the people. But thank God that the governor has said, first and foremost, the first step, first and first, is that we will ensure we will ensure that the market is not just for Fulani headsmen, so that there is no stereotype to say, okay, it's these people, so we are the ones doing. No, 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 no. It's everybody. Anybody can come and sell anything in that market at the moment. So first of all, the dynamics has changed. The government have built a fence around that market, so you cannot just come from any of the axes and just roam free. So a lot of things have changed. However, there are still lots of things to be done, and we are all seeing all of this happening. And it is important we begin to pay great attention and understand some of these things that are going on. Nigerians, the days are upon us where we must become very, 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 very aware, and we must not take it for granted the level at which some persons are so desperate to get their own, to get themselves, into one area or the other. And so it is important that we all pay attention to this. Remember, Nigerians, that the days upon us are so critical. And so we all must rise up and ensure that we do not allow the same thing over and over again. Nigerians, this is part of what is going on. This is how bad things have been. And this is why we all must rise up to the occasion and do not allow the same thing. So the government is not saying we are sending people away. No, by all means, no, that's not what they are doing, but they are taking steps. God bless. Bye for now.